What's going on, guys? This is Juancho
and Darth Flexx.
Where's?
Yeah, where's ViBE?
I thought you wouldn't show up for this. Bro, you have my phone, man? Let me call back up. Let me hit up my man real quick.
Luminous beings are right. Hello?
Hey, what's going on, Lewis?
Yo, man, last minute this little didn't show up.
And he's complaining, and he's saying that he didn't like this movie,
And how he wished this
never existed. Can you help out?
Hey, don't worry, buddy. I got you. Be right there.
Alright, man. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, I guess we got a new co-host for Geek Bros. And this little punk guy didn't show up. Yeah, you heard me. And I hope you listen to this. Bro. What's going on, guys? This is Juancho.
Darth Flexx.
And this is Garbanzo guest starring.
Welcome, Garbanzo.
No, bro, it's an absolute pleasure. I'm a massive fan and I'm glad to be here.
We're here to discuss Rogue One.
Punch it.
May the Force be with us.
A Star Wars story.
Let's start off by giving a little story of what Rogue One is about for those who never seen the movie or know what the movie's about.
It's about a big group of Bothans and how they... No, I'm kidding.
If you guys remember our Catalyst video, it kind of just picks up from there, but we're pretty much seeing how everything rolls into episode 4.
Spoiler warning, because we're not going to hold back during the conversation. We're going to talk about things that especially things that I loved about it. I love the movie, actually.
What kind of spoilers are you going to be giving if you already know what's going to happen at the end?
I mean, it's just, I guess their delivery. The delivery was just, I really liked the way that they did certain things, and we'll go into that a little later on in the video, I guess. But the premise of Rogue One is basically just a bunch of misfits getting together who have no purpose and finding a purpose and trying to bring down the Empire one super station at a time.
This movie is a Star Wars movie. And if this movie was not a Star Wars movie, but it was just a other, person trying to take down an organization, would you have liked this movie the way it was made?
Of course.
Yeah, I think the movie itself was just great. Just the character development could have been a little bit more, but because of the lack of time, I guess they had to kind of put everything together. But it was, you still got enthralled. Like I at the end, like when the ending happened, I know that I shed a few tears myself, and just probably a little bit of nostalgia, and also because it was a powerful. It's like you give up everything just for the one true purpose.
Music wise, are you upset about the music? I felt the music score kind of sucked. I was disappointed.
After being so spoiled and pampered by John Williams, this was.
Here's the thing, I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna sit here and I mean, is it my favorite soundtrack? No, it's really not. Was it as mesmerizing as they did for say example with with Ray's Anthem and Ray's that is still one of my favorite newer pieces of music, but it was good for a war movie, and that's what this was. This was People, just because it has Star Wars attached to it does not mean that this was a gritty war movie. Battle on the beach, you know, bunkering down, odds against you, kind of just guerrilla warfare kind of movie.
How do you guys feel that for the past recent Star Wars movie, there's now a female role, a female lead in all these movies? Do you think that they're trying to bring in a new kind of fans into this franchise itself?
I mean,
do you think a male lead would have been able to play the way that Felicity?
I think a male lead would have been able to play it, but not as the son of the scientist, because that's a typical German story. You got the daughter of a German engineer during World War II. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, and again, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, I see what they're doing to try to bring in girls and stuff, but it's Star Wars. It shouldn't matter whether it's a male or female lead or an Ewok lead.
I'd still watch it. And the thing is that, you know what, they're diversifying. They're trying to broaden it out. I mean, I get it. I understand it. You know, when they announced that Phasma was gonna be like the first visual female stormtrooper, like I was like, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden, like, she's not. Oh, it's Captain Phasma. She's got rank, and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have an issue with it. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a reflection of today's society.
For some reason, my head thought that Tarkin, the guy that played Tarkin,
Peter Cushing,
yeah, was still alive.
Bro,
holy crap!
It was
the CGI.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when Leia showed up,
bro, that's what.
Like I said, spoilers.
That made me cry.
Yeah.
Was seeing Leia's little puffy cheeks.
Yeah, I mean that was just
no.
But it's kind of. I mean, I'll be honest that that whole part of towards the end with Leia, it just kind of like, this is literally seconds before Episode 4.
Literally, it's like the movie starts off with the the starship before the Darth Vader's
the Star Destroyer.
Yes, the Star Destroyer following the little transport.
Yeah, I mean it's
right there. It's like, but then I was actually watching the episode 4 the other day, and then you go from like nice CGI grab, and then you go into that one, and you're like, oh, but it's just so good. It's just still it hits like
that grainy footage is fine. It's like listening to vinyl. It's like it doesn't go bad. It's like put it on a freaking 8-track and that'll be good.
It's still, it looked like it wasn't years apart, you know, except for the obvious CGI.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Oh man.
I think every fan has been waiting to see Darth Vader unleash hell. Because in all his movies, you always see him here. But in this one, you actually see like the ruthless.
Bro,
you see Anakin again. I feel like I see Anakin again when he went apeshit on those on the
youngins?
Sand people. No, not Sand people.
Oh, the Sand people.
The Sand people.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that.
He also went crazy. He also went axe murder on the younglings too.
Oh, Mr. Eddie.
There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Yeah. So, whatever. You gotta call the breed. I don't know. There was no.
But on the new I was reading an article that they extended his scene by a minute.
That's a lot.
That's 60 more seconds of Vader?
Yes.
Annie?
Little orphan Annie?
What do you guys feel about Diego Luna?
I think
with do you think that his accent itself will portray well into the Star Wars uniform, knowing that you know where this accent was coming from? Did it fit properly into a Star Wars universe?
I have a lot to say about that, actually. First of all, I know him. I think he's a pretty handsome, very charming Mexican man. Yeah. He speaks very properly well. But what bothers, that doesn't bother me. That's just question. Like in Star Wars, in the galaxy, they speak basic in other languages. Why are there Hispanic accents?
Well, here now, hold on. Now, I will jump in on this one. Now, the Hispanic accent could also have been another alien dialect accent that's just similar, that has that romantic kind of tone.
All right, I guess kind of how like the Twi'leks are French, and then the
Yeah, you go, buddy.
But still, it's like, damn.
It's out there, bro.
How about they put a Mexican accent on like a Wookiee or something?
I don't know how that would sound, but I definitely I wouldn't want to feed him beans and rice.
He was a good guy,
spy.
He was a gangster.
He was a gangster spy, and it was very well done, very well played overall. I loved it. The movie itself, Rogue One has weaseled itself probably in my top 4 of all, maybe even top 3. And that's hard for me to say this, but I will say this publicly for the first time that it's probably my top 3.
This is why I called this guy, because if I would have been sitting here with Mr. ViBE, I would have been almost probably choking him and killing him.
You're like, oh, the cinematics range.
Oh yeah, the cinematics, guys. The CGI was horrible.
There wasn't enough lens flare.
We need more lens. One thing I do want to say about this movie is whoever their military consultant was on point, which I know was a United States Marine veteran. No big deal. But their beat scene, their beat scene and the way they actually carried their tactics was beautiful. Like if you watch traditional Star Wars movies, they're like fighting in lines. Yeah. This time they were actually this was like a Vietnam movie. This was good.
And that's what I was trying to say. Is like this movie was this was a Star Wars movie based, but it was not a Star Wars movie. It was a badass war flick, a space war flick.
It was Full Metal Jacket.
It was
helmets and everything.
I was worried that there wasn't going to be any lightsabers in this movie, but they actually not having the lightsabers I liked.
Yeah,
it fit well.
You don't need because this just proves that you don't need. Hey, there's a lot of time, a lot of space in the universe per se, in the Star Wars universe, that does not revolve around the Jedi or the Sith. That there is no lightsabers involved, where it's straight up blasters and vibro blades. And Wookiees ripping people's arms off and using them like clubs, my personal favorite. But still, and there's a lot to it. So I mean, I found it very refreshing that they basically brought it down to its base common denominator. Like this is a war flick based in the Star Wars universe, but it's still a war flick.
I loved it.
Let's talk about the little nudges it did to the fans when you see Chopper from Rebels.
Yes.
And
Jar Jar.
Jar
Jar's in there.
I know, but.
In the hangar.
Whatever,
chilling
dude.
in the corner.
No, it's cool. I like Jar Jar, but then
I have no issue with Jar Jar. He's a goofy old son.
And then in the hangar, we hear them call General Syndulla, Hera, and then before they're escaping, you see the ghost with the Rebel fleet actually joining the hyperspace.
And you see R2D2 and C-3PO.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Before Organa. Oh, and also you see the first Red 5 go down.
Yeah.
To where Luke gets his call sign.
And it makes what it does is it actually brings in. It's like the glue that meshes all the questions you may have had.
I was really excited for Forrest Whitaker to be in this movie. He was in it all of what?
Very disappointing.
5 minutes. But you know what? I'm getting enough of him in Rebels.
And we're gearing up for Celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. Less than a month away.
Felicity Jones.
29.
Actually, Alan Tudyk. I'm really excited for Alan Tudyk.
We're gonna be having fun, and we're gonna be streaming live when we get to Celebration. And hopefully, ViBE this time around will put a good face. If not, we're going to
drag him.
Most likely.
Yes.
Or have him meet a Wookiee, an angry Wookiee, and see how that goes.
Maybe you can find him a nice, good-looking Ewok. So
he likes the small cuddly, huh?
Well, I mean, he likes him like him.
Yeah.
He wants size. Guys, this is Juancho.
Darth Flexx.
Garbanzo.
And it was a pleasure. And remember, guys, geeking out never felt so good.